Hello, welcome guys to the last match of the day today. We are here watching Thunder Awaken versus SG Esports. If you watched us in the first day of the broadcast, you probably know that Thunder Awaken lost their first match against Infamous 0-2, quite the upset. And SG also doing the same with a 2-1 score against Hokori. Very, very impressive stuff from both teams. In fact, we can show the bracket to show how the teams are doing. And here you can see what the scores lie right now with Beast Coast that has become part of Wolf Team. They have been acquired, but they also have a 1-0. Infamous, you can see the 1-0 that was talked about against Thunder Awaken, and SG Sports for their own 1-0 against Hokori. So these, of course, are the scores, not the actual individual match scores. So for this match, SG, could they be able to beat Thunder Awaken? Could they sink Thunder Awaken further? Because this would take the chances for Thunder Awaken to go into the major pretty much to zero, honestly, this season. Or it could take SG soaring high. We're going to have to find out as we talk to our new panelists. We still have one of the wonderful Brazilian ex-pro players, Mr. Rayur. Sorry, Mr. Sexy Fat, my bad. I'm so sorry about that. And then we also brought someone from SEA who I think used to be a pro player, not really sure. Winter, hello. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. Thanks
Yeah,
for the introduction.
Hey, Sexy Fat. What'd you say, Winter?
Say thanks for the introduction.
I'm kindest.
It was very kind of you.
Yeah, that's what I tend to do. I that's what I'm known for. So, how do you got to see these teams before, Winter? You had you on panel for their previous matches. What were your thoughts on either SG or Thunder Awaken? Take it away.
I think they look. I think Thunder Awaken.
Pick a team first. There you go. Thunder Awaken. There we go. Okay.
Thunder Awaken.
Yeah.
They didn't really look so good in the previous series. I mean, in the last season, they definitely looked a lot better at the major as well. But the previous series, they didn't really do so well. I guess maybe there's something to do with the new patch. Teams are, trying to adjust and trying to figure out what heroes are going to work the best in the new patch. And now it's already a couple of days more, so maybe they already found out a better solution, what works for their team better now.
Sexy Fat, talk about SG. Not only are they a team of some people, well, at least LTH you've known from your team, but also a team that you got to play against a lot last season when you were in Div 2. What was your impression on them? Did you feel like they would make a splash in Div 1, or do you feel like they're still a little bit green for that?
Not sure. Like, they improved a lot since they started off playing Division 2. Like, during the whole Division 2, I felt they improved a lot, and I think they can surprise. I mean, they already surprised, right? Winning Hokori, that was one of the favorites one. So I think we can expect a good game from them. And also, I think Thunder is kind of sloppy, because I think they went really well on Major, and they felt like, oh, we're so much better than these guys, so I don't think they're almost try hard, but since they're less defeat, maybe they started practicing a lot, I imagined.
Yeah. So that's what I was told as well from Thunder Awaken. But of course, SG, as you said, that's the name of the game for them, right? When I interviewed SG in the first season, it was Hiko that was on the team back then, and he was telling us that the team was there to improve. Like, it was not there to win the first season; it was there to win the third season, right? And we're in that third season now. Did you feel that from them? Did you feel like they were a very future-oriented team? Like, it was all about getting better more than it was about winning?
From Hiko, I believe yes. From the rest of the LTH too, but from the rest of them, I don't believe that was the mindset.
Okay, fair enough. Have you ever been in a team like that, Winter? A team that's like a future project? How does that feel when you're in a team like that?
Oh, they always tell you that, but at the end of the day, that's not. When someone plays really bad, I mean, better not go into names, but they tell you, oh, you don't have to worry about anything. We're here for a long-term project, but
yeah,
when results are not there, it's just not good enough.
How do you find that patience? Where is the key middle ground between you have spent enough time on a team that you know that you're at the true potential, but also, you're not wasting your time with the team because you're not going to make it. Where does that middle ground lie? How do you find that?
I think the motivation of each player is probably one of the most important things that I'm looking for. Like, when you go to the team, let's say you go to the boot camp for the first couple of weeks, I think you probably already should be able to figure out what's everyone's intentions are, how hardworking they are, and based on that, then plus the results after that, you should have a pretty good idea of how far the team can go.
Have you felt in your experience that Dota players are a little bit impatient to get results?
Sometimes it can be the odds too, though. But most of the time, the players play a pretty important role. Some of them, they've been hopping teams around for quite some time, and when they get to a team, they kind of lose a lot of their patience because they feel like, oh, I'm going through this process again, and they kind of want things to be sped up. And if you can't keep up with the pace of how fast the team is improving, then yeah, you get the axe, you know.
Yeah. Fair enough. A pizza party, sexy fat, and you're one of the veteran players of SA, and SA used to be that, like, people would find a team every 2 weeks, so that was like the thing back maybe 3-4 years ago. DPC stabilized this a lot. Do you see that as a positive? Do you feel like there's been better teams as a result, or did you like the team hopping back in the day?
I prefer this way because, as you said, it's more stable, and I think it makes teams to be more patient, and I think that's what all teams need to have to be like a major winner. For example, like you need to accept the process of losing, learning, and improving, like all time. Even if you just left a team, you enter a new one, you cannot go with that feeling of I want to beat everybody and just win every stuff. You need to enjoy the process all times.
Do you feel like sometimes impatient players can get like short-term results, but kind of hit a wall easier in the long term because they don't experiment, they don't try to play outside the box, they're just trying to get as a single win, right? Has that ever happened to you in a team?
Yeah, sometimes, always happens, but you need to somehow manage it, like get your shit done.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Now, when we talk about long-term projects, Thunder Awaken has been a little bit of a long-term project. Mr. Winter, if you know their history, they were originally Omega, and at least out of this team, 2 other players have been core in the team, Panda and Dark Mago, and Matthew has also joined them for a really long time. Do you feel like this gives them a lot of an edge when it comes to their interpersonal relationships?
Do they have a coach or someone
They do. It's called Vintage.
To take care of, because usually I feel like teams nowadays, you need the extra person to take care of all the stuff that's happening outside the game. People getting
really
mad. I mean, I feel like it's better for the players to just focus on the game because you don't want the players to have some bitter feelings towards each other. So it's better to have someone else to take care of it, in my opinion.
So, fair enough. So what's the role of the coach? Is the coach in that situation someone who like solves the problem, or does he take the blame for his teammates? Like, what do you think the role is there?
I think something similar to like Team Liquid when they have Blitz. I think he said it a couple of times where he isn't really like the Dota coach, but he's more of like the real life, the life coach of the team. He takes care of arguments and stuff outside the game. A good example would be maybe someone having like a really bad habit in the boot camp. And someone is pissed off, about that in the team, so he has to take care of it in a nice way where it doesn't really upset their relationship and it gets brought into the game.
Okay, that's interesting. Do you think it's difficult to be the kind of coach if you're like a Dota? Like in those coaches, are you necessarily a good Dota player, or are you just someone that can communicate effectively?
I think being able to communicate effectively is more important. If you're not a Dota coach, but if you can, then obviously that would be the best. If you can take care of the Dota part, then you can take care of the interpersonal part. Then you can do everything. But then it takes a lot out of you because you have to spend so much time already on the Dota part. Then after the scrim is over, then you have to remember, oh, I have to take care of this person being not happy about certain things, and it takes a lot of the person to do. It's kind of two jobs.
It seems quite rough, but as you talk about the 2 jobs, we have 2 teams in front of us, Winter. Thunder Awaken versus SG Esports, and I'm going to see how the draft progresses. Sexy Fat, what are some of the picks that come to mind for you in terms of like clutch picks, key picks that you want to ban, perhaps with Thunder?
I think Beastmaster, Doom, and Dragon Knight are the most OP heroes now, and Visage too. Aura heroes and Gave Visage Beastmaster turret and Beastmaster.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, for the Doom, it's mostly for the lane, right? Because of the creep, you can keep using the mana burn.
SG Esports.
You think the nerf is enough? They got 0.5 mana. They change it to 2.5 to 2.0.
No, I think Doom's still Omega strong. Like the second spell, Source Earth, I believe they're so strong, and he can also get Ice Armor there, like a bunch of creeps that he can just destroy the lane. Still think it's an amazing pick.
Okay, you're gonna start with Abaddon though, so none of those. That's a Panda special. The position 5 Abaddon, the save, the way to make sure Pakats is a good game. Do you think that we talked about it last time, Winter, but now that we get the pick here, do you feel like the salve nerf encourages these picks a bit more often?
Probably, yeah. I feel like for Abaddon, maybe it's a little bit different because you can use the heal on the carry and you can salve yourself. I would still want to buy salves for the lane.
10 seconds remaining.
But it definitely encourages picks like this.
Okay.
Not sure about the other healers like Dazzle and Warlock. Abaddon is definitely one of the better ones still.
Some people vouch and die by like 5 Dazzle nowadays, by the way. I don't know if you've heard that. But there are some people that are like really into that.
The changes are pretty nice. The buffs.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay, interesting. So he's back to being a support now?
But I think the changes are better for Cole or Dazzle.
Really? Okay, so you think you like him as 3 again, or even as 2?
3 or 2 is fine for me. Support doesn't really change much of the support. I think it's more for the core Dazzle. Okay.
Now, talk about some offlaners, Sexy Fat. We see a Brewmaster here picked up. One of Frank's favorite heroes. What are your opinion of the hero of this patch right now? Because the SG really favor it.
Yeah, I think Brewmaster is like an unusual offlaner hero. Like few people knows to play it, and as you said, Frank is like super nerd on this Brewmaster. I think if you know how to play, and like you can just pick it like in the beginning of the draft and just ban some heroes, some counters heroes. He plays it really well, and I like him on Brewmaster.
Yeah. Do you find that it suits his playstyle? What's the strength of the Brewmaster? We say neutral. Like what is the role of this hero fulfills as an offlaner?
Team fight for sure. Like he offers so much team fight. Like he doesn't offer the initiation that we usually see on offlane, but the amount of team fight he offers is it's huge.
Okay, so for those people in the chat that are not as smart, like myself, what is the difference there between like the initiation and the team fight? Could you like explain that difference?
I mean, he's not gonna buy Blink Dagger and stun someone to start a fight. Someone needs to do it for him, and I really like this Snapfire combination, because eventually Snapfire will have Blink Dagger and Shard, so she can also be initiator and cover this hole in their draft eventually.
Right, so when he initiates, he's not initiating, he just kind of creates chaos in the team fight. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. For Thunder Awaken, they pick up the Leshrac. This is an old Dark Battle hero, though they also do play the offlane position. Winter, what do you think of the Leshrac? With the Bloodstone changes, some people were claiming that Leshrac was going to come back completely. He's like the only hero that can use it effectively. You find him to be strong?
10 seconds remaining.
No, this patch I think he got a lot stronger because of what's the name of the item? The hood item.
Eternal Shroud.
Yeah, Eternal Shroud got buff, and the Lightning Storm. You get a little more damage, and it bounces on more targets now at level 4. They nerfed the level 1 damage, so it's a lot harder to get last hits in the lane. But I think you can secure it by getting the stun at level 1, so I don't feel that it's a very big deal for him. And he's stronger later because of all the Bloodstone and Eternal Shroud changes. And with Abaddon, he can do a lot in the game.
The Enchantress picked up for SG. We saw this earlier for Duster as well.
10 seconds.
Pretty unsuccessful, not gonna lie. Some teams vouch by it. Where do you guys stand? I always ask my panels that. Are you an Enchantress believer, Sexy Fat?
Of course, I play with Duster with 2 years. I need to be an Enchantress believer.
Yeah, it's not up to you, I guess. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So what do you think? What do you see? How do you abuse an Enchantress when you have her as a support? Like, what's the strength of your drafts that you can abuse?
I believe push, Enchantress give you a lot of pushing on the early towers, tier 1, and also if the games get harder and you need someone to break smokes, Enchantress is the right hero, because sometimes she buys a lot of time, you know? She breaks smoke and take like 20 seconds to kill Enchantress, depending on how big she is, so I really like the hero.
So what do you think are like heroes that take advantage of that? Like what playstyle takes advantage of that? Like a harder carry, for example, that needs the ganks to be tanked?
Yeah, greedy hard carry.
Okay.
TB, yes, some heroes like that.
Yeah. I like that you mentioned the TB. What is your opinion on the TB matchup against Lesh? Do you think it would be a viable pick here? If some people say it's Lesh favored, some people say it's TB favored.
I actually don't know. I feel like I feel better if I have Lash on my team against TB.
Okay. Winter? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, Lash is usually a counter pick plus TB, but I think in some games if the Lash is not having like a very good start, he's having a mediocre game, then TB you can get if you can get a really decent timing on your BKB, then he doesn't really feel so bad against Lash. But if Lash is having a good game, usually TB is the one who's going to struggle against Lash.
Okay. So we'll see what SG Esports believes that. Thunder Awaken picking up the Rubik as their 4. An old Matthew hero, but not a hero that's been used too much by him recently. It's been Beast Ghost who's been trying out the Rubik 4 very often on Schofield. And then another Centaur. I think they ran this yesterday too when they lost against Infamous.
No, it's kind of a very strong hero right now at level 1 with the changes. The stun is very.
Is it really
very
just
good.
that?
Yeah, the stun is very good in the lane now. I feel like it changes a lot because before he wasn't so strong in the lane, and yeah, also a lot of other heroes like Mars. Because Mars the level 1 stun is a lot better than the Centaur level 1 stun, so you don't really see. He's just a better, kind of like a better version of Centaur in the lane. So you don't see Centaur getting picked so much. And now that his stun got nerfed a little bit, and the Centaur stun got buffed, like 2 seconds at level 1 is actually a pretty big deal for the lane.
If you combine it, like what kind of 4 do you want to run with the Centaur here? Is Rubik fine?
I mean, Rubik is perfectly fine with the Centaur.
Yeah.
It's like a very old combo.
Sexy Fat, why you say yeah? You explain that to me?
I agree. Basically, Centaur is a strong laner. Like any position 4 range, it goes well with Centaur, I believe.
Okay.
I really.
Right.
Thunder Predators turn to battle. Keeper of the light.
Any hero with a setup is very strong with Centaur. I think the 2 best heroes that come to mind is like either SD or Rubik with Centaur. And now they have Rubik with Centaur, so the lane is going to be already a pretty good lane. And Centaur is also kind of like I think in some cases your ultimate will work against the Brewmaster ulti. If he splits and he doesn't get a tornado off, your team can stampede and disengage and try to wait out his ulti.
That's clever. I like that you mentioned that. As the Coddle gets picked up for SG Esports, this looks like a Coddle mid. They could still always run the Snapfire mid as well for Faker. He plays both. Is Coddle mid still viable after the Illuminate changes, Winter?
You can't last hit the range at level 2, right? The change.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm asking.
He's still a pretty good core hero. You just all you need to do is just right click the range creep 1 time. It's a bit more annoying than before, but the hero is still, for me, the hero is still pretty good.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't like it very well here because like they have Abaddon
5 seconds remaining.
to get the. I don't remember the Koto spell that slows the enemy, but they have Abaddon to take all of that. Yeah, and they have Stampede to get on this Koto, so far I really don't like it with pick, but
yeah, actually that's actually very true. Koto, you don't like to play against all these heroes that can be up on your face. Like Centaur is probably one of the better counters against Koto with the Stampede.
Yeah. Do you feel like Lesh is also like how's the Lesh versus Koto matchup? Assuming it's a Lesh mid. Does Lesh struggle against him?
I don't think so. I think it'll be like you farm, I farm, the standard kind of mid lane nowadays.
Yeah, fun to watch, especially. Yeah. We're missing a carry for Thunder Awaken, guys. That is usually their win condition on that Pakaz. What are your thoughts here? What could be a good carry for Thunder Awaken? Sexy Fat.
Thunder Predators turn to pick.
Man, it's so much stuff. Maybe Morphling? I think
Morphling?
Morphling
Okay.
can be a really good hero here. They have 0 ways to initiate this Morphling. Feels like a free game for her.
Yeah, not much catch either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no reliable.
And
catch.
it's insanely good against Brewmaster
10
lane Morphling.
seconds remaining.
Yeah.
You're constantly denying creeps and don't get much harass.
And he has
Right, 'cause-
Abaddon for the lane.
Yeah, the Brew. What do you build in this lane? I guess you can't max Cinder, you have to go for the stance, right? Now as Brew against Abaddon.
SG
Yeah, probably.
Esports turn to
So be a PA instead.
Ah, yeah.
Another Brew counter to a degree.
Mhm.
So now SG Esports, we need a carry. Winter, any thoughts?
Me against PA, usually I would think a Spectre. Oh, let's go Monkey King.
Not anymore though. Not with the shard on PA, dude.
Oh, yeah, the
That's true.
shot. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
forget about that.
yeah.
The break.
You're too old, Winter. They pick out
Sorry,
Monkey
man.
King. It's okay. We love you anyway. What are your thoughts, Winter? Seeing this this final pick in the draft, do you like the Monkey King? Is it fair? Is it gonna beat the Centaur?
It definitely helps their draft, because they need an additional stun. I feel like everyone doesn't really have a stun, and Monkey King definitely helps that. And he has a pretty good matchup against the PA with your ulti giving you armor. I think it definitely fits their lineup well, and it's something that they need with their last pick. But overall, looking at all the 10 heroes, I'm definitely gonna favor Thunder Awakens.
Yeah. Is there any part of you that favors him because of the you think they're the better team, or is it just purely the draft?
I'm just looking at the heroes. I feel like if I put myself in their shoes and comparing the two lineups, I feel it's easier to play with their hero. I really like the Abaddon plus Leshrac combination and having the Rubik and Centaur to help them out in the team fight. I think their draft just takes a lot of boxes, the overall boxes. Team fight, initiation, tower damage, potion damage.
Sexy Fat, what about you?
I prefer Thunder Awaken, their draft. Like, I feel like as 4 they can run at the enemy heroes so easily. And meanwhile, P is just gonna farm a lot, I imagine, with the Battle Fury. And I don't think they have picks to deal with PA with so many items in the late game. That's the way I feel.
Okay. All right, so everyone going in for Thunder Awaken. If you guys are like my previous panel, that means Thunder Awaken's going to lose this game. So, let's hope that's not the case for Thunder. As we go over to gate number 1 between Thunder Awaken with SG Esports. Your casters will be myself and Dota 2 Bowie. Right. Hey, Bowie, how's it going?
Hello, how are you doing?
Not very good, They were like, hey, Avo, you want to cast 6 games today? I was like, not really. I was like, but Bowie's casting with you. I said, sign me up.
What a freaking liar, dude. I know you're lying.
I
But-
said, please, no, stop. But, they put me in anyway. It's not really my choice anymore.
It's okay. Dude, what I'll tell you is, I think it was Sexy Fed that said that Thunder Awaken after that loss, they're tryharding. If you check Dota 2 Pro Tracker for Pandamu, actually won 11 games in a row. He's tryharding those pubs right now.
Yes, he is. Did you not see his tweet about the chocolate? He is desperate. He just wants to win no matter what. That Mao will be the first to die, so... Alright, Bowie! Your check is in the mail. Congratulations, your Jinx business is working well.
Yeah, as always. I mean, that was a very weird turn of events. I really expected the shield to be enough to save the Leshrac, but he just died.
Yeah. He just died. That is what tends to happen when you deal an overwhelming amount of damage to a hero.
Auto,
How much does this kill
totally
matter?
nerfed, apparently, after we could clearly see the hero being bad.
I mean, I do think the nerfs are significant, don't you? Because it's all about how that lasts its creeps, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think support Koto got more nerfed than mid Koto, if I had
Agreed.
to say. But overall, I'm very surprised by this SG. Like, obviously, they change a lot of players, so it's very hard to kind of pinpoint how good they are. But considering the way that they win their first game, maybe we could see an upset here again, which would be super crazy, right?
it wouldn't be crazy if you. I mean, if you're an SA fan, you want the upset, right? Because if neither Thunder nor Beast Girls go to the major, there's a strong chance that you get 4 teams at the TI that are from SA, right? Because 1 through close qualifiers and 1 or more team qualifies through points. That'd be huge.
It just has to be enough points so that they don't kick Beast Coast out, right? Because Beast Coast, they're there, but they're not truly there. So they either need to go
Beast
to this
Coast
major.
needs to get 3rd place, right?
Yeah, just enough points.
That's the key. Just barely enough points. Come on, Beast Coast, you guys can do it. I've seen you. I've seen you. Meanwhile, Thunder can pretty much get last as far as we're concerned. It doesn't really matter.
As long as Panda gets chocolates, I think he doesn't mind.
No, he wants those chocolates to win, Bowie. You don't understand it. Those are the lucky chocolates. Matthew? He's in trouble. Oh, Panda will tank for him, and Matthew will be fine. I'm happy we get to see Rubik's more. That's always fun.
It is one of my favorite heroes, actually. One of the few supports that I play with pride.
What support do you play without pride?
Enigma. You know, I play, I win, but I always feel dirty afterwards. It's such a... It's just too good. I'm very surprised that the only nerf was the conversion thingy, honestly.
Really? You think he's good as a 4 or as a 5?
I think the hero just like the concept of black hole is super strong. It's really hard to balance.
Really now? You should have seen that
The fact that you can just play it as a 5, not totally lose the lane for a carry, and still like solo carry the game later. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, to be honest though, isn't that more because especially in pubs, is the idea that you could always have impact on the hero, right? As an Enigma?
Yeah. It could probably be one thing where it's a little bit more broken in pubs than it is in professional matches, but if we look at the major, right, the finals were all about Enigma.
That is true, but that's also because the team had Taiga and Amar, right? Like, they had 2 Enigma players. So it was like... I agree with you, though. I see your point. I think always having the option to get back into the game is kind of broken, though. It genuinely is something Enigma... And very few heroes can do that.
Yeah, as support, for sure. In terms of lanes here?
Let's look at this lane. We do a tri lane here. I know Panda has talked to me about this a lot of times. Whenever their team sees the Pakaz is not going to have the very best lane, they just tri lane. And they just, like, forget about their off lane.
Yeah, that...
He was telling me it was easier with Oscar, though.
Why?
Oh, because Oscar just likes to feel pain, right? He's a masochist. Where Sacred, he likes to win lane sometimes. So with Sacred, sometimes he'll complain about the lane. He's like, guys, I'm not having a good lane. Whereas Oscar would just sit quiet and take it.
Okay. It was more of a... He would take one for the team?
I don't think it was for the team. I think he enjoyed it. It was some sick pleasure he was getting out of it. Like, he's 27. He lived through that time where being an offlaner meant you 1v3'd and you had nothing for the first 10 minutes.
I see. The ice effect. Oh! Witch?
Yeah, Witch. Oh, actually, Witch might actually be turning around. Pakaz will be the first to die. In this lane, mind you. That's Panda. Also in trouble. One more hit. Oh, the Fate Bolt saved him. Now the Aphotic Shield. Panda. At least he won't be the second death here, but losing your carry is a pretty big deal.
Very true. I'm surprised Pakaz actually TP'd because they forced the Snapfire TP. I thought that maybe they would swap lanes, but I still feel like being here is the best outcome.
Yeah, it's interesting. Do you think the what Trident do you think is stronger?
I mean, anything that has Enchantress is always like inherently very strong. And we didn't even see any creeps, right? It was all about the enchant, the fact that you can dispel the shield, so a lot of the damage mitigation per move doesn't really work. I just feel like SG's tri-lane is a little bit stronger, honestly, especially because PA, no points in Blur, which is expected, so the matchup versus Monkey King is not great right now.
Yeah, that's very true. And there's not much that Abaddon can do to cover you from the Jingle Master, right? You need an offensive dispel. Defensive dispel doesn't do much against them.
Exactly.
Telekinesis used to kind of save Panda, but just the aggression is too high from SG. Here they go with a stun. They actually hit Panda move. They missed the other two though, so Panda will be able to run out thanks to the help from the rest of Thunder Awaken's heroes, who covers Escape with a couple of slows, now trying to finish off Wish, but he already has infused Raindrops, which means he's unkillable.
Yeah, not really great for Berna there, because he did miss a lot of creeps when they went for that play. Usually, they had a huge wave, so he just killed all of the Radiant creeps. if you go for a play like that, you really want to get a kill. Which they won't get.
Oh, yeah, LPH had a weird scatter blast there. Now Wish will die as a result thanks to the Phantom Strike. He probably feels bad about that scatter blast. Sometimes it does happen. You just like misclick slightly. Matthew will fall to the Enchantress creep, which they seem to just be ignoring. Pakas could be in trouble as well. Guys, that Pine Cone is unkillable when Enchantress takes it. You have to be really careful about it.
10 armor, man. 10 freaking armor.
This creep is so annoying. Like when you're a carry, right? Then you get a stack and you have cleave or something, and then the stack is two Warpine Raiders, and you think, oh, I'd rather die.
Yeah. It really is annoying. Oh, there we go.
The only thing that I'm happy about is that the Pine Cone that you throw is not like a percentage of your damage, like Hoodwink. Because otherwise that would be stupid with Enchantress.
Oh yeah, that's true. You'll get so much out of it.
Bottom lane? Bottom lane, yeah. Blinding Light sends him into the Illuminate, they trigger the Sinter Brew, Sacred only has a Ring of Health, and it's not going to be enough to save him. Dark Mago does come by, but he misses the Split Earth, which means he's only there to farm creeps. Faker, though, could be in trouble. We have no slows, and Dark Mago's out of mana, so... bunch of wasted time, really.
Yeah, 2 rotations that don't accomplish a lot. This Dark Mago, Lashrak, no resources right now, can't really farm. It's not looking great for Thunder, not gonna lie. The PA is also very low right now. What? Tomato, can he get it?
I don't think so he can get it. I think the Tomato will get Pagaz, though. If that's what you were saying.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
yeah, Tomato's too strong. Here's the power of Enchantress. Bowie. Enchantress does not seem like she's strong enough in the early game, I would say. I think maybe, look, she's gonna get a kill against Matthew now. No, I think you should need to buff her a little bit. Cyclone. Oh my god. No way you get away. No way you get away with double murder. Okay, at least Witch does die towards the end.
If he got that deny, it would have been so sad.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay. Yeah, the early game here not really looking good for Thunder Awaken at all. I think PA has a problem of being very hit or miss. Like you can't really die too much. You really need a good timing on the Battle Fury, and that aggressive trialing just failed really hard.
Yes, it did. And now they're, what are they doing? Are they picking up the pieces by trying to go bot now?
Yeah, there is a level 6 Brew here. I'm pretty sure he can solo kill PA if Moo isn't really in position.
And I bet you, mate, the Enchantress is like, alright, I'll just go bottom. I'll continue my kill fest.
Yeah,
LTH is already here.
They're trying to bait something, but I'm pretty sure the Brew can just lift his Abaddon and still kill Pakas.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's a good call, actually. I never thought about the Cyclone. Like, what's the best target for Cyclone in this game is probably the Abaddon?
Yeah,
either that
all
or
the
Centaur.
time. Literally, yeah, unless the Stampede wasn't used. I think both are the clutch ones.
Yeah.
Look at the Brewmaster. He's gonna get like a pre-10-minute Spirit Vessel that's going to...
That's ridiculous.
Oh my lord. Yeah, they...
I mean, he was solo laning.
Mm-hmm. He's not even like that high in net worth right now, but he just got enough and was not really pressured.
Rubik, Illuminate used. There's the regen picked up by the Dark Mago will be able to at least make it out. It's like, Matthew, mate, why'd you come here to help me out? I was fighting on my own. It's because there is a primal split here. Waiting for Frank. Is he gonna commit the split? He does. And now it's time to kill him off. You can dispel the Aphotic Shield. It will explode, but it's still gonna dispel. But apparently, Frank was not interested in killing the PA. He's just gonna punish Pandamu instead. The damage is high enough, but the Stampede will cover his escape. As LTH comes in, Scatterblast doesn't do much damage, and in fact, LTH just came in to die. And that was not the best use of the first primal split of the game. In fact, he might even be able to turn this around, going for Witch next. Thunderclap to cover Witch. Not going to be doing enough damage. Illuminate now, truly the zone out they were looking for. And finally, Thunder Awaken is deterred from going any further.
Yeah, I think the problem that move was that the ward that you see close to tier 1 tower was put after the primal split, so Frank didn't know where the PA blinked towards, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good bait by Thunder, and also the lack of the ward. Just overall, really nicely played by Pakaz there. So,
Also, sorry, I want to ask you, Spenda. There's the attempt against Pakaz. I don't think he's gonna die here though. Well, maybe with Kono. This changes. We've already used the spell, which means Solar Bind now will hurt Pakaz a fair amount. Pana's trying to take the trees, helping out Pakaz. Faker went too far underneath the tower. Pakaz sees the opportunity, wants to punish it. Sacred is nearby too. Stifling Dagger will slow down Pakaz, and they will be able to slice and dice this old man. We're watching Soling Green Bowie because they just turned him into mincemeat. Going for LTH next. There's the telekinesis into the stomp. Well done, Split Earth as well. AoE stuns galore and corpses as well. Piling up for SG's side, who went a bit too far. Got chewed up for it.
I am pretty sure that if you go for that play, you don't want your Kodo tanking 7 tower hits like it happened.
That's a good
with
call.
KXY. He
Yeah,
took like half of his HP from that tower. So not a good engagement angle, unfortunately. They were doing really well for SG. I think this is gonna give this PA a lot of time. He was part of a lot of kills. Already like has a broadsword. The problem is that career, but I think he's recovering pretty fast.
So my question before was, the Brewlings don't break the blur from PA, right?
They shouldn't, right? Because if you smoke, you also the Brewlings cannot see
Don't
you.
break it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think so. Yeah. Now, can you
That was maybe
AoE
why.
dispel them though? If you just pop the.
Oh, good question. Well, you know what? If Frank dies here, he won't get to AoE dispel anything. But now, you got the Primal Split off. They did lose Widge in the backlines. He's trying to body block Sacred. Sacred's a tough kill, though, as they help with the Phonic Shield a little bit. Solar Bind, however, will slow him down, and the Illuminate will kill him off. As a Monkey King joins, Matthew will also die. Pandamu up in the air. Woo! Will go on this merry-go-round. Drop to his death. As the Scatter Blast is not even needed here. They'll save it for the next kill. Instead, they'll give it to Berna.
Okay, really nice rotation at 10-minute mark. They're gonna get the tower. Kind of sloppy because they could have glyphed the catapult, but still, they will take this tower at the expense of Pakaz getting some extra farming time, which he really, really needs. Oh, they don't even get the tower, actually. What's going on? Are they expecting a rotation bottom?
What the fuck is Monkey doing?
Just making sure.
He jumped. It's safe. It's safe. I love that he jumped back to the exact same tree that he was in before, just to double check, right?
Always want to make sure. Oh, Dagon. So
mid lane.
Kata already has Dagon 1. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Wasn't the build these days? Oh, I guess you don't Vessel, right? Because Brew has it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Already 3
question,
charges,
sorry,
by the
bro.
way. Frank looking very strong right now. Yep.
Drops a Cinder Brew. What a good placement of Cinder Brew. Claps. Witch.
The hero can
I don't
clap.
think Witch got the memo. Witch is supposed to send the creeps towards the tower, not himself, and of course, as a result, he died. And Rubik just stole Cinder Brew. That's actually all the spells from Brew are pretty good, but particularly the Cinder Brew is great.
There's a lot of really good stills, like the Snapfire OT, really easy to get if he gets vision. All of the cast points on Brew are long, so he can steal the OT from Brew as well. Tree Dance, amazing to steal. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely some briefing time. I feel like even though SG did really well in the laning stage, some of the hiccups, you know, like this Enchantress death, the Kodo death bottom, is allowing Thunder to really get back in shape. Link on center, yeah, they're ready to play on Thunder right now.
So this is the timing they're hitting. Why did Centaur go for Vanguard before the Hood? Doesn't it Hood seem like a more impactful thing early to deal with the Coddle?
I mean, yeah, I would say so. But maybe he wants to get the upgraded Vanguard for the Monkey King OT afterwards. I mean, it's been so long. I actually always forget the name of the item. Crimson Guard, right?
No, here comes in guard. Pakaz just got Dagon. As Witch died in the middle lane, that's not really important because I think he took a tower with it. Oh no, he was close to taking a tower. Right, no, but my question is not so much like why did he get the Vanguard, it's like why get Vanguard first is my question. Wait, sorry. It's Brew first, and his split just ended, so that's going to be an easy kill on Brew. Or sorry, he couldn't get the split off, rather. Mortimer's kiss has been used, but Mago, in usual Mago fashion, just charges forward. That's the way to go. Split Earth is ready, but the Blinding Light prevents him from using it, because he won't be able to get in the right spot at the right time. They have taken the enemy offlaner, but lost their own carry in the process.
I think the Vanguard is a better farming item than Hood overall. So if you don't really want to like posture around towers, if you don't really want to do that much, which they don't, because this PA is farming and the Lash is also farming, the Uceptor that he just finished. Vanguard just allows you to farm a little bit better because you can tank towers, you can tank creep waves, you can cut waves, and you're always HP. I think the Hood, you know, it's not that much of a difference, but it is superior on the Vanguard. Either way, looks like LTH might be dead.
LTH is, or indeed looks like he might be dead. Bowie, do you just jinx, is dying.
Oh, no, they cut the tree?
They also cut the tree, and they found a Monkey King. Berna on the floor, killed off. You know, Bowie, this is the global warming's fault. Trees are just falling left, right. Monkeys have no place to live. They don't have an actual habitat anymore. Where is Berna supposed to keep farming?
That is a tough question. I mean, that ward, by the way, it's been up for a long time, so I'm surprised that with no sentry there, Berna expected to just chill. You know, if you are actually an animal that might go extinct, why be close to humans, right? Find your place away from humans.
Are you faulting animals that are near extinction? You say they're to blame.
I mean, they can think, right? Monkeys are very similar to humans. Why can't they just find a place of their own?
Oh my god, Bowie. It's quite many controversial statements. I think you would love a movie called Pompoko. I think you'd really enjoy it.
Oh really? What is it about?
It's a Ghibli film about how Tanukis are losing the forest and they decide to fight back against humans to not lose the forest.
That really is a Ghibli theme, right? Because
they love
Mononoke Hime is
yeah,
like,
same.
I love that film, by the way. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, me too. I think it's my favorite Ghibli film. That or Nausicaa. It's either or.
Oh, I don't know Zika.
No? You'd enjoy it. It's very similar to Mononoke.
Okay. Is it newer?
No, it's quite old.
Okay. Speaking of monkeys, by the way, he is under the guise of a very... Oh my lord, that was close.
That was very close, but he managed to jump out in time. Thank God for that. The Brew, on the other hand, speaking of species that are about to be extinct, Panda, he is going to be building an axe now. That's going to be... Do you think that's the big point of inflection? When that happens, can SG just start to take every single fight?
Yeah, like Brewmaster officially becomes a hero once that axe is complete, and I'm actually surprised that they didn't go for any aggressive moves. You know, they do have Primal for a long time. The Dagon has been upgraded to level 4, by the way, in this time. But they're just chilling. I feel like they just want this BKB on Monkey King, and that's when they probably want this BKB on Monkey King and the eggs on the Brewmaster to be ready at the same time. Probably will take Frank a little bit more time though. But yeah, just a farm fest right now. They're trying to recover Paka's game. He did finish the Battlefield, by the way. Panda dies to a Panda.
He almost died to Dagon, but instead, look at the Coddle being punished for this play, but they need a little bit more damage. Cyclone will cover him. Now the Illuminator as well. Sacred in trouble as the Mortimer kisses. Fire's raining on Sacred. He's just trying to live, but this poor Centaur is not given any space. There's the stun, but it's not going to be enough as the Cookie sets up for the kill on Sacred. Sacred will die to the vessel. He did bring down Berna and Widge with him though, so kind of worth it as the Brew now lost his Brewlings and will be sent flying into a coffin.
I think that the play that Dark Mago did was...
What?
I don't know, we were emphasizing words.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Dark Mago was waiting a long time to join the fight. He has a blink, by the way, which I think is an amazing purchase this game. And once the Monkey King finally decides to lift the trees, he jumps in, and totally annihilates that poor specimen.
Annihilates.
Yeah. He's playing a really good game. I think Dark Mago is carrying hard right now.
He is, honestly. I mean, they kind of sacrificed Pakaz, right, with a terrible tri-lane, and they were like, Dark Mago, carreme, no? And Dark Mago is now the win condition, and I think that's what he's doing. Like, Sacred is the punching bag, Dark Mago is the real win condition, and then Pakaz just breathes, right? And then eventually, I think Pakaz will get online.
Eventually, Pakaz believes that he's the one that carried the game, but it was all Papa Dark Mago.
I mean, considering the last game as well, did you watch the last Thunder Awaken series against Infamous?
I did.
It didn't feel like that Mao was playing as his 100% either. Like, particularly he looked shaky that good. So for me, he's just recovering for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them, right? It was like the major and everything. You definitely want to rest. You don't want to peak too hard. Season 2. We know how it ended for the old Thunder team, right?
Oh yeah, it's true actually.
So
they're like top 6 in a major. Gotta go to the next major.
Yep.
maybe the Thunder is just cursed, right?
I mean, who knows? But now they're not Predator anymore, so maybe that will change things up. They're Awaken.
That's true. That's more of them losing a sponsor, so I don't know. That's a good omen for them.
Lose the sponsor, win the major.
It's like lose your hair, win the TI. Tower will finally fall mid lane.
Yep. Smoke though.
You know,
go on.
I was gonna say Matthew's also losing his hair, so I think they have everything it takes to win TI, honestly.
Really? Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, don't lie, Bo. You were there. You saw him. It's okay. It's okay. It's nice that you're being nice.
No. Losing a hair? Oh, hello.
Matthew, that's a Stampede initiation as well, which is a difficult one. The Cookie actually stumped both of them. Panda will have to activate his ultimate in the middle of this fight. Oh, Balance Strike. Okay, Dark Mago is solo for just 3. Dark Mago is actually getting away with literal murder, but the Master Spell got rid of his haste rune, and that settled the fight. Unless it seems like SG wants to overextend, Berna will be the first to die. We just lost the Rulings, but the Dagon's too strong. Pakaz, the BKB, cannot survive against the Scuttle. And without whatever Matthew steals, it's not going to be good enough to set this fight straight. Sacred, though, will be the one to initiate. Gets a beautiful Hope Stomp onto 2. Sacred is trying to beat the opposing offlaner. The vessel's been used on him. It's not going to scare him, but the Dagon gets rid of the Rubik. Matthew will sack himself just to get the enemy offlaner. And with this, Thunder can finally let this team fight be, reinitiating every single time, punished by that lasering Dagon.
Oh, that was very fun, but you can see that the mentality of Thunder is they truly believe they win late game. As you know, in a game where you get this trashed as PA, you would expect the PA to go BKB second item. Nope, he buys Desolator. So they don't really feel the heat right now, and I kind of agree, right? There's no real siege from SG. You have like tier 1 siege from Enchantress, but later on, you can't really expect barracks to fall from pine cones. So they just feel like they're gonna reach late game before SG can actually like take barracks.
That is a little bit scary to think about for SG because they don't have really the late game advantage either, especially when the Monkey King has fallen behind. And especially if they lose this Roche now with Desolator up. We see PA actually going for a lot of magic resist, so not a BKB. Instead, Cloak is going to be turned into a Mage Slayer. That's very interesting.
I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. Alright, okay, Pakaz. With some new technologies here up his sleeve, I mean, everyone's talking about, you know, ways to kind of deal with the BKB nerfs, and that sounds really good this game.
Honestly, especially because it's Stifling Dagger, right? So you can apply to the cog.
Yeah.
Not only saving yourself, but also your teammate. It's also tons damage, so.
I mean, even the Snapfire, right? Just by Stifling Dagger, the Snapfire there, you can expect that Kisses to... Oh, hello.
Hello, Enchantress. Look at the Centaur trying to raise his axe. Couldn't bring himself to strike against his fellow reindeer thing.
Now, question: do you think that the Monkey King OT will do less damage if the real Monkey King gets hit by the Mage Slayer?
So, you know, my logic would say no, but genuinely, I don't know. That's a good question. Does Boundless Strike?
I think Boundless Strike does, because it's actual spell damage, right?
Yeah. Because Mage Slayer reduces spell damage, right? 100%. It's not magic
yes.
damage. Okay.
Yeah, I would expect the spell damage from Boundless to be nerfed, but like with the monkeys is a little different because they are an actual unit with your damage. So I don't think they will get reduced.
Yeah, it's true. It works a bit differently because it wouldn't reduce like swarm damage, for example.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You know what is
rationale.
wild though? If you use it on a DP, it will reduce exo damage.
Oh, yeah, because DP is really weird, because even though they have damage, and it didn't used to be affected by like Kaya, eventually they changed that.
Yes.
So for like
now
the
it's
last
just a spell
year.
animation, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, it's Dota, right? Always makes sense.
Always makes sense. Imagine, right? Like if you buy Mage Slayer against DP, what is it? 35%, I think, reduction? What is that?
35?
Yeah, right? That's huge. That is huge, actually. That's the new counter to DP if she ever gets played again.
And like obviously Mage Slayer really good versus mages. So I guess Koto not only get that reduction but also the resistance SPA. Really good purchase overall. I really like what Pakaz did here.
Koto is not a mage though, bro. I'm sorry to correct you on that. Koto is the essence of light.
In the form of a mage.
No, he's in the form of an old man.
That does magic.
Yes, but that's unrelated. He just wanted to be an old man, and it has nothing to do with the magic that he deals. Yeah. He's the essence of light, and he took the form of an old man because that way people give him passes, and that's actually in the lore. People think he has
only
dementia,
person
so
I'll take.
They're not mean to him.
If Slacks actually tells me that, I'll believe it. If it's you saying that,
I swear.
I mean, okay.
Oh, they missed the
didn't
dispel.
dispel.
Yeah, double damage is still there, baby. Now, use the second one. They know Frank. They're just timing those master spells. Pakaz, there we go. What did Pakaz just do? Pakaz just walked into the Illuminate. Oh, he was fine, actually.
I hope Panda was not watching, because that was really tough.
Yeah, that was tough. He just destroyed the ruins. But the Stampede initiation doesn't look too good. They finally take over the high gun. There's the blink on Dark Malo. They get rid of Widge, which is an okay start. Frank still has the Primal Split, but they seem to be ignoring it. There's no Stampede to disengage. There's the Lashak taking his own BKB. Pakaz, though, doesn't have a BKB. How's that Mage Slayer working out for you, buddy? It's not. He still took a ridiculous amount of damage. Needs a little bit of healing. They have to re-engage now. Reset the fight. Panda trying to run through the trees. Not going to work out. There's the Aegis done. Cinder Brew used by Matthew there. Trying to annoy this Monkey King. The Dagon blows up the PA, but she's capable of Phantom Striking herself to safety just in time. Panda, unfortunately, will not be so lucky, but he just can't initiate against his high ground choke point. And now PA, she's been stunned by Boundless Strike, been hit with a Scatter Blast, but she does manage to Phantom Strike herself in time. However, that blur is not going to last for too long. They catch you with a cookie stun, and Pakaz will be taken to death. Sacred trying to TP with a shard on the Snapfire. Will send them back. Sacred hit by that Solar Bind. The damage is way too high. From behind, though, Faker does get sniped by Dark Malo, who thinks he can 1v5. Is he correct about this? I don't think so. He wasn't. No, no. Why?
It's the Kato effect. You just get super mad at him, and he does get the Kato kill. I think that was worth quite a bit of money, right? It was.
I mean, the initial kill was fine, but then he chose to go forward against them as opposed to, back.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was dead either way, but, I feel like if he had BKB in that fight on the PA, I feel like he just kills everyone. So even though I always like new technologies, I'm not sure how well that panned out. Like, I think he could just blink on top of the Kato, right? And he'll die. He has no Force Staff, no Ghost Scepter. He only has a BKB on the Kato, which is good versus the Lash. It's not great versus PA. Still though, very close game in terms of net worth. The next Roshan probably gonna dictate a lot of the who actually takes this.
Yes, that's true, but I feel like they need to find a solution to this Coddle. And sniping him with Lesh every single fight is kind of unviable, right? It's not that consistent. Mago's been doing a really good job of it, but I think there's only so many times you can snipe the Lesh. Sorry, the Coddle. Especially because Coddle's also zapping you to death every single time you get close to him.
It's crazy. Like, this PA has the extra magic grass from Mage Slayer, and there's a pipe on Sacred, and the Dagon still hurts so much. Like, they itemize properly for the magic damage. It's just that this Coddle power spike is crazy. But, I mean, it will eventually fall off. They do have a lot of gap close, you know, once this PA... now the PA has the Panel Strike cast range. It's been a while, actually. There are ways for them to actually hunt the Coddle, especially at nighttime. You know, that was a nighttime fight, so a little bit harder for Pakas to get on top of KXY. At daytime, I feel like they need, the Ghost Scepter that he's going for, probably really good.
Okay, and this is the team that does not... Sorry, the enemy team has no offensive dispel. So this DD is a nuisance. I mean, I guess you can Yulz it, but that's it.
Yes, that's the only one they have. Or a stolen
BKB on PA,
Primal
though?
Split.
So that Mage Slayer was like, alright guys, I fucked up. this is not working out.
Yeah, that definitely feels like the first item he'll sell once he's 6 slotted. But you know, it was worth the try. It's always worth experimenting.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. But I also think it wasn't gonna work out. It's too difficult to play. He's not gonna die. The Boundless Strike is actually resetting this fight. Darkmala activates his own BKB. LTH will be the first victim of this engagement. I'll send the Abaddon flying. There's your save. Darkmala just trying to run away. Blink Dagger available in 3 seconds. Uses the ults, try to get it off, but the Master Spell doesn't let him. And Darkmala will lose his life. Faker did fall though in the backlines as Phantom. He starts the ultimate, I believe. He does, so he's not gonna die in this process. They're just trying to control him. They actually use the Wukong's command. Panda's forcing a lot onto him alone. Send the PA flying. Now they catch the Centaur with a Boundless Strike. And Panda Moo's already dead, so nobody can save Centaur. In fact, he alone against Monkey King is going to be a death to the Centaur. Goodbye to Sacred. The Aegis is not, or the Roche is still not up. But Pakaz is up in the high gun. Does not want to get caught right now. Stifling Dagger, he sees the opportunity. Does he have a break? He does not need it, apparently. Which will fall regardless. There's the BKB. Pakaz is done with this crap. He's going to kill anyone that comes in his way. But of course, that's a 9-second BKB used right before Roche spawn. Let's see how valuable those kills will be. As he chases after the Brew, he's out of splits right now. Despite what the indicator says, still 50 seconds. Mage Slayer following him. The evasion is kind of crazy, actually. He's avoiding a lot, but one crit will do the trick, and Frank will finally die. Roche just spawned, and Thunder, because of that last kill, can now take it pretty freely.
Okay, that was really good from Thunder. The buyback kind of seemed weird, but at the end of the day, works out. Also, the fight kind of split up in a pretty bad way. The Coddle was isolated. They had a Tinker Ward in the top side of the map that just expired. That's how PA was able to kill KXY. And with him dead, the fights are just really, really good. So really good target selection by Pakas. He kills the Snapfire and the Coddle. All of the magic damage at the start. And then they just slowly take SG down. The BKB he actually saved throughout like most of that. So just really, I think Pakas definitely came back into this game. I didn't feel the impact at the beginning, but now he is fully online again.
Yeah, that BKB made the difference, you know. I honestly think it's kind of the ease of execution, right? Like with Mage Slayer, you have to make sure to always be hitting the Coddle at the right times, you know, not get hit by too much damage. With BKB, just press button and forget, right?
Mm-hmm. And like with PA, it's so easy because like you can select the time that you're gonna go in because you're blurred, so you're always smoked. It's probably one of the best items on PA. And he already has it backpack, dude. Poor Mage Slayer. I feel bad for it.
Poor Mage Slayer. I mean, it could turn into a Bloodthorn, right? Wasn't it?
Yes. True. Yeah, it's not bad. The mana region gonna be okay. I think if he wants to sell the Battle Fury eventually, you can keep the Bloodthorn.
It could be a good punishment to Brew because he's not going for BKB, he's going for Refresher. So once he commits to that Refresher, BKB will take forever to build, right? And then, like,
But he does have an
Aeon
Aeon.
disc, yeah, but afterwards, right?
So what is happening here? We do have Scotty on Monkey King. I guess this MKB is probably going to be a next timing for Berna to be able to stand to the PA. Besides that, though, it really feels like SG, they are slowing down a lot. You know, this Scotto, this Impact has been lacking for a while. Also, didn't go for the Scepter, actually going A on this here. How to finish it? Yes, no aggressive dispels, so probably the name of the game here.
Find the Brew. The stuns are good. And this can still be assembled though, so they know. They see that Vitality booster in his inventory and they go, alright, well, probably has Aeon disc.
Old blooded on
MKB
Frank.
from Monkey King.
I expected him to maybe panic assemble that. Oh boy.
There's the break, but a Boundless Strike saves the Enchanters. BKB now activated, silence to Frank, doesn't care. Aeon disc their procs. We'll save them. Instead, it's LPH they have to settle for. Monkey King with an MKB now hurts a lot. Pandamu, though, will be able to tank this damage nicely. And
oh my God, my
Rubik
PC.
so comes command. He couldn't set it up in time, right? Or he wasted it, not really sure. As the Enchanters, once again broken. Looking for this kill, not the ideal target. Instead, it's Monkey King, and it's gonna be that Malo who takes him down. There's the end, this proccing, but they want to kill the Brewlings. Unfortunately, the PA won't get a chance to hit. She's sent up in the air. Now finding Widge. Once again, they're just looking to finish off this Enchantress, but she's a little bit too hard to kill. And this whole thing is really annoying Thunder Awaken, but it's not doing anything.
I feel like Thunder Awaken's read on the game was 100% correct. They just waited, and SG, they couldn't finish the game. The Scotto looked really good, but they had no DK, no Death Prophet, no way to brute force real estate, and this PA just become too hard to do it.
Find the Brew. Oh, Enchanter's also in trouble. There's the stun. As we get Mortimer's kisses away from this Snapfire, Abyssal Blade completed on Pakaz.
Okay. So, still 50 seconds on these Aegis. They have to be careful on SG. Oh, there you go.
Yep. That's the thing they have to be careful for. Finally, Witch dies, huh? After the 15th attempt. We still have Aegis. Actually got the Mage Slayer back in the inventory as opposed to the Treads. That's why Pakaz survives. It was mostly the Mage Slayer.
Yeah.
I hope that laugh was not a laugh at the Mage Slayer. Oh.
No, it was not. It was not. I was laughing that he's having a really good game, you know?
Yes.
And they're Awaken.
You were laughing at his enemies who thought they could kill him despite the Mage Slayer, right?
Obviously, yes. That is exactly how I felt at that time. Oh, Dark Mago. Hello.
It's a very typical Dark Mago play. Good Yos, actually. But unfortunately, when you Yo someone with Cookie, you still get stunned by it, which is what happened there. And Dark Mago is capable of retreating thanks to that BKB. Aegis has just been recuperated by Roshan.
Yeah, I usually call that sort of play the DKXY here in South America, but I'm glad that Dark Mago also knows it.
Yeah, it's a classic. Oh no, KXY is doing the same thing. But he didn't quite catch him. They just lost Aegis. Like, Mago's coming back. There's no Wukong's command set up. I don't think that Mago wants to complete this TP, and they don't. They don't. You're gonna respect this.
Oh, that's a shame though. Wukong's command, such a long cooldown. Yeah, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, the SG draft, I think it had a lot going for it, but it just needed a team that did zero mistakes. And I think they had a lot of small hiccups that, you know, if it's a different team or a different draft, it doesn't matter. Against Thunder Awaken, like the fact that this PA dies 5 times and still just rushes the ESO, it just they knew what to strive for. So fortunately, SG they had to play better to win with that draft, basically. Not that they didn't play well, they just needed to play
better than what they did. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough one, right? Against the PA Lesh, like this dual win condition. You're right. Eventually, they're just gonna just beat you. No.
Yeah.
I do feel
and
like the impact of the Kato was not reflected though in the map pressure they put out. Personally.
Like you get kills, but he got a fair amount of kills, even on PA, I think twice. But what happens after? Like they don't really take towers at all. A lot of times they were also very low HP. A couple of Thunder Awaken heroes are alive. You don't want to like try and siege with a blink on the Shrek. So it just made all of those kills never really become anything else. They also didn't really do a good job of controlling Roche, right? Thunder got that Aegis. It allowed Pakas to farm the BKB because he went Mage Slayer first, and then things got really hard for SG.
What options do you have left of your SG right now?
What?
What options do you have left of your SG right now?
Oh, I think the first thing is probably you have to contact PETA, make sure that the Monkey King and the Brewmaster stay alive. That would be a good start. Making sure
so
that
PETA can help you. Okay, good.
Yes. Yep.
What does the real analyst say here? And not this fuckhead Bowie. What is
the discount Lacoste
analyst?
Yeah, okay. Well, honestly, I feel like if they just give away these Aegis, they'll lose. So I would like them to actually posture in the big jungle, try to start getting some real estate so they can contest Roche. Still like 2 minutes away. But I think that's probably... He shouldn't like not fight. Oh my god.
Well,
yeah.
They fought. They fought all right, Bowie, and they just lost their 2 cores in the beginning of the fight. PA just literally tore them to shreds.
Analyst Bowie would say this game is over. Yeah.
That's good. What would Lacoste Bowie say?
I'd probably make a joke about some wordplay. Really nicely done by Thunder Awaken.
Some wordplay. Yes. Great job.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I still feel like Thunder Awaken, they have a lot to work on in terms of being that same level that we saw at the Major, but I think this is a good step. Still, like, didn't expect SG to actually do that well against Thunder throughout most of the game. So maybe it says a lot about SG, maybe it says that Thunder Awaken still in that road towards improving, but they definitely look better than the first series they played.
For sure. What do you think some of the key points in that game were? For Thunder, mind you. Like, do you think they just have to hold it out long enough?
I think that the biggest fight that I can remember is that one where the PA just killed Snapfire and Kato. So Snapfire didn't ult, and Kato was just isolated. So in terms of some of their fights, I think they just work well playing together, right? You want this Monkey King to ult, and all of the spells to be like on top of that circle. So you cannot split fights the way they did there. So maybe they're not in the same page exactly how these team fights are supposed to go. I think that was probably the biggest problem. Because they don't push, they just need to win fights so that they can do anything. And some of those fights didn't have crisp execution. That one was a big one. I also feel like when they like destroyed the laning stage, they were 6-1. They Kato, remember, bottom, he just took 7 tower hits, and then PA that was like 1-3 or 1-4 just killed the Kato. I don't think that should ever happen.
That's fair enough. We'll see what the panel thinks about this game. And as we go back to Alpha Plus and the boys. Thank you, Avo. Winter, Sexy Fat. You guys both favored the Thunder Awaken draft, but we kind of saw what happened there. Winter, when you saw the tri lane and how honestly poorly it went for Thunder, did you give SG a chance in your mind? Are you thinking, oh, they can take this?
Obviously they have a really good chance in the game. Yeah, obviously they had a very good chance in the game after having such a a good laning phase. But unfortunately, I felt like they didn't use the first couple of bruise splits very well. That caused them to lose some of their advantage from the laning phase. I think the first one was when he was trying to kill the PA alone. The PA TP'd from top to bottom. I think maybe he died, then he TP'd back to the bot lane, and he tried to kill the PA. Only Enchantress came to help him I think they needed at least one more rotation from another hero to actually help them kill the PA and get the tower. And as a result of not having enough heroes, the enemy TP in, the abandoned TP in to save the PA, and the Lash was there as well. I think the Starfire came late, and she couldn't really help them secure the kill. And because she came late, she died as well to the Lash Rat, and they wasted their first boost speed there.
Sexy Fat, what was your opinion on that game as well for SG? Did you expect it to be this even, or do you feel like they failed to capitalize in the lanes as well?
I think Thunder gave a lot of fights on the game for SG, and I did not understand why, because like the only thing SG had in the beginning was team fight, right? Like they did not have siege damage or ways to jump on heroes, so I think they should just have farmed their key items in the start and did not have delivered these fights that SG wanted so much. But as I said, I think SG lacked a blink hero, a stun hero to initiate fights, so when they were ahead, they had no ways to make fights, to buy fights, or they couldn't just go rush and start forcing rush because they did not have heroes for this. So I did not like their draft, and I think that's why Thunder took the game on.
All right, well, we'll see what happens in game number 2. If Thunder's capable of turning this into a 2-0, or if SG can show us some of that prowess that we saw in game 1 and force a game 3. But for now, we'll take a small break and we'll come back with that second game of the series.